Okay, hey guys. Today I wanted to do a brake fluid flush or change because recently I've noticed on my brakes when I slow down, when I press on the brakes, I have to press really hard on them. And yeah, it's very loose. But yeah, what we'll be using today is a pump. You don't really need a pump. You can get like a turkey baster. You'll need your fluids, and you're gonna need a water bottle or anything that you can put the oil in. Okay, next you want to go to your master cylinder. This is where the brake fluid is. You want to open this up. Well, first you want to clean it actually, so nothing gets in. Now you want to open it. There we go, and just set this aside. Okay, next you want to get your pump. And you want to empty it out. So I'm just going to put this right here and just start pumping. So for me, I just gotta do that. And I want to make sure I don't over pump and take too much out. Okay. So, this is about how much we got. I would say that's pretty bad compared to the new one. Okay, so I set the pump aside, but as you can see, here's a more clear image of what we got. We do want to overfill it a little since we're going to bleed it. And it's going to take a lot of fluid out of here. Okay, we overfilled it. Now we're going to put the cap back on and we're going to go back to our tire. Okay, so we're back at the wheel. And what we're going to do here, what we need here is the leftover oil that we pumped out and a right-sized tube for the bleeder valve. Okay, so what I've done is just cut like in an X formation on top and just pushed in the tube. And what we need is for the tube to go into the oil. Okay, so what you need to do now is locate your bleeder valve. Mine's right here. Just want to take off the cap, and there you have it. Okay, so I set up so if you have something to wrap around, like a zip tie around the bleeder in the hose, do that so it doesn't leak. Okay, break the bleeder. So it's this way. There we go. Okay, so that's loose. Let's go to the brakes and push it. Okay, so we're at the brakes, and all I'm going to do is just push it with my hand for now. Okay, so that was about like 5 times. Let's go check the breaker and brakes. Okay, so as you can see, it's not nearly there yet, because if you remember when we put in the oil into the master cylinder, it was very more clear. This is just like yellow. So until it gets clear, a little bit more clearer, we need to still keep on pumping. Okay, so now that we pumped the pedal for a bit, the fluid is low on here, so let's add some more. Once you do that, you need to head back to the brake and keep pumping. So once again, you're gonna go back to the tire and keep pumping the brakes until the fluid in the tube is a bit more clear. Like this, we could still flush it out a bit more, but over here, you see how it's a bit lighter? That's what you're looking for. So I think I'm almost done with this brake here, and I can move on to the next. But let's just pump it a bit more just to be sure. Okay, so since the brake's gotten so hard to push with my hand, I'm switching to my foot. And what you need to do is slowly push down on it and release and push. And you're going to do that for a couple more too. And frequently check the tire and check the brake fluid in the master cylinder. Okay, so as you can see, the fluid in the tube is the perfect condition. So it's not dark anymore, it's nice and almost clear, but it's a little yellowish, but that's how you do it. And as you can tell, if you look at the bottle, you can see the discoloration. You see the layers? Here's the new fluid, and here's all the old one on top. And here's the one in the tube, the fresh fluid that came in. Look at that. The difference is very telling. So I'm just gonna screw it in until it's tight. Then I'm gonna take my wrench and tighten it. There we go. You're gonna take off your tube, and I got a little mat on the, I got a little a towel at the bottom, so I'm just gonna drip it on the towel. I'm gonna pinch it too, see if I can pinch it. As you see here, I spilled a lot of it on the components and on the ground, so you really want to make sure you clean all this off, because it will eat away at the components and anything that's on them. And also, this is the fluid is really bad for the environment, so you just want to make sure you get everything and, you know, take care of the planet. So yeah. Okay, get your cover that you took off and put it back on. There we go. And voila, we just did a successful brake fluid flush. What you want to do now is, since this is the farthest one from the master cylinder, you want to go on the other side and do the next wheel next. Then after that one, you want to go down there and do the passenger side, the front passenger side. Then the last wheel you're going to do is the driver's side, the front driver's side. You should do that sequence because that's the best way to do a full brake fluid flush on all your wheels. But now you know how to do a brake fluid. All you gotta do now is just repeat the process to all the other wheels. So if you made it this far in the video, until the end, thank you so much for staying. And if you liked it or want to see more, I hope you like, subscribe, and, you know, just stick around until I get in the groove of making these videos and I'll start putting out more. But yeah, that's it. This is just me doing the other tires, you know, the other brake jobs on the other tires. But yeah, once you do, you know, the one, it's much more easier once you do the rest of them. Like, this one was so much easier. But yeah, that's it. Bye, guys.